Hello, Scott Kerr Jr. here from reimaginefaith.org. It's 2020, a controversial presidential election year. It's also been the year of the coronavirus pandemic and large economic fallout. Debates over the way federal government and state government have handled both the pandemic and the economic consequences. We've also been seeing protests over issues of systemic racism and policing practices. And right now, it feels like we as Americans so often grab onto our political team, the other team is the enemy, bitterly divided, filled with acrimonious social media debates that are filled with just rudeness and a complete lack of civility. And we Christians haven't been immune from those same problems. We have just jumped onto our political team and found the scripture passages that side with us and the political position we already have, rather than allow scripture to challenge and question us. So, as we wrestle with these issues in our nation and think about our presidential elections, what in the Christian tradition can help us put together some of these scriptural pieces and theological themes so that we can think of a bigger political imagination, so we can see our responsibilities as citizens to live justly in the world God has placed us in, and to also look for our hope being in the coming Christ the King. Fortunately, there's one theologian that has wrestled with a lot of the same questions we're asking in a very different time, St. Augustine of Hippo. Writing in the early 5th century, the collapse of the Western Roman Empire, Augustine, living in a very different world from ours, was asking similar questions. Do Christians have good things to contribute to their cities, their societies, their communities as citizens? And how do Christians live faithfully in a world that has structured around injustices? So, I hope you will join us at reimaginefaith.org as every Tuesday through the rest of this year and pretty close to the inauguration of the next presidential term, we'll be looking at themes in Augustine to try to help us navigate some of these political aspects. We're going to be looking at this compilation of his works, Augustine Political Writings. If you want to grab a copy, you certainly can on Amazon. Otherwise, we will have you covered at reimaginefaith.org. We aren't going to talk about any candidates, any political parties, any particular issue that we're voting on. We're going to be talking about, every Tuesday, some of the theological themes that help us think about how we can engage politics, to think about how we can take seriously our role and point beyond our partisan politics to the Christ that we all share as Christians our allegiance to. So I hope you will click right here and subscribe over at reimaginefaith.org, and you will join us every Tuesday for Augustine 2020.